Whoever you are, whatever God calls you to do, God has a place for you in this world to make your unique contribution. Be who you are. You don't have to try to be somebody else. If you're a preacher, you don't have to have the stained glass voice all the time. It gets tiresome. Be who you are. God will use you. Be authentic. Be intentional. That means have a purpose for what you do in life. If we intend for this church to grow, that means that each one of us is going to have to take some responsibility for that. And the easiest way to do that is simply to invite someone to come to church with you. Be intentional. I'll pick you up. I'll take you to church. I'll take you out to lunch afterward. Just come with me. Be intentional. I want to have my children grow up to have values and to be able to live in this difficult world in which we live. So I'll need to bring them down to the church school program and the fabulous, terrific Thursday program. They went out and fished and went to the museum and all kind of great things together. If I'm going to be a part of the Christian community and learning, there are all kind of wonderful classes that I can take. We're going to do a Bible study on the book of Romans this fall. Hope we have a wonderful participation in that. I'm going to be teaching that. Be intentional. Set some goals for yourself. Be authentic. Don't be a phony. Use your time. Be careful how you live. Make the most of the time. That's verse 16, and that's the critical verse. Make the most of your time because the days are evil. Now, if you dig into that a little bit, make the most of your time, that really literally means redeem your time. Make your time purposeful. Because the days are evil. Poneros, root word of pornography. The days are evil. Not that God has created the days that we live in to be evil, but the result of the way that the world operates is an evil result. If you keep telling young people over and over and over again, generation after generation, that you're only valuable if you're young and pretty, if you don't happen to be as young and pretty as perhaps I am, that can be a negative, can it? Negative issues, negative messages. What's important? Money, power, prestige. It has such a negative impact on so many because either they can't compete or don't feel like God calls them to compete. They just want to be alive and happy in their own life, take care of their families. The result of this hard, strong competitiveness, which is so much of our nature in this country, and which in some ways has brought great things, also grinds people down. Be careful, be careful. Redeem your time. The days are evil, hurtful. So many things to distract you. I'm very concerned about this electronic age that we live in. So I drove back from Chapel Hill yesterday down here. I tried to notice, and from all the way from Chapel Hill to Fayetteville to my house, I believe that every third person car that I passed by was talking on the cell phone. Everybody. Was yesterday just an important day to talk on the cell phone? For young people with the text messaging now, they say the average young person who has a phone with capability of text messaging, they send 800 text messages a month. What are they talking about? I'm going outside. It is raining. What are you doing? I don't have 800 things in a month that are that important that I'd want to tell anybody. And yet, that buzz of the world, constantly being in contact, constantly texting and talking to somebody at the same time. The poor clerks in the grocery stores now and so forth, it's hard for them to have a conversation with somebody to tell you how much money that you owe because they're either talking on the cell phone or texting somebody. You see notes all the time. Please don't use the cell phone while in line. The school's going to take all the cell phones and text messaging equipment away from the schools, away from the children this year. They ought to. They'll make every one of them put it in a sack at 8 o'clock in the morning and pick it up when they leave at 4. How do you think that's going to work out? The times are evil, not because they are evil because God makes them evil, but because of all of these distractions, because of this life and death competition that we're involved in, because the values that we put about how you look and speak and talk don't really have anything to do with your heart and how you feel towards other people and relationships. It's all on the surface. It's all skin deep. Be careful how you use your time in these evil days.